Welcome back, guys. Today is another day in the life of a real 8-figure Airbnb entrepreneur. My name is Hamza Zafar, and I have 320 Airbnbs making over $1 million a month on Airbnb. And today I'm going to take you behind the scenes of what it looks like buying furniture off a failed operator, looking at the new units that my team just launched in Dallas, and telling you about the upcoming things that are happening in the business in terms of operations, hiring, new teams, and new cities that I'm expanding to. So we're gonna go ahead right now, grab a quick Starbucks, get my coffee, hop in the truck. We're gonna go take a look at the new units I just got photography this morning and have them go live, and just show you the behind the scenes of what it looks like to actually have new units go live in any city, and show you a little bit about the furnishings and how that looks like on my end and what goes into it to maximize my occupancy and increase my revenue in these units. So the 45 unit deal that I had in Pittsburgh, we already went live with the first 25 units. The remaining 20 should be done hopefully by the end of this weekend. It took me a total of, I'd say, 3 weeks, a little bit 3.5 weeks to get all 45 units fully staged, walls painted, furnished, ready, live, photography, ready to go. All those 45 units are going to be live now by the end of the next weekend. Besides that, in terms of new units, I have right now a deal pending in Philadelphia that I'm trying to close, 10 units there. Dallas, I just closed 10 units. Those are starting sometime in 2 weeks. I had 15 units in 2 weeks, and these are really nice units, a great location in Dallas. Besides that, I don't really have much on the horizon. I just did a bunch of units all at once. So I think I maybe have 30, 40 more units in the pipeline over the next 60 days. I told myself if I want to get to 1,000 apartments, I can do it, and it's entirely possible if I add on average 13 apartments a month for the next, I think, 3 years. I think, to be honest, because I'm obviously adding way more than 13 apartments a month right now. So even if I do slow down, take 2, 3, 4, 5 months off, I'll still average out to about 13 apartments a month. Over the next 3 years, I should be able to get at least 1,000 apartments. Because right now I'm at 320. To get to 1,000, it's easily doable. On 1,000 apartments, my goal at that point is to net profit at least $800 to $1,000 a month total in net profit. Because remember, as your business grows, your margins are also going to decrease. You're going to have to hire city managers, operations managers, maybe a CFO, right? 1,000 apartment company is way different than a company that has maybe 50 apartments. Your margins are a lot different because you don't have a lot of the overhead, the fixed costs, the storage, the maintenance, the salaries, right? Those are a lot of different things. But that's fine. So any business, you're gonna end up making more money and you're gonna end up with less profit, but the total money that's coming to your pocket is still gonna keep increasing because you need the infrastructure to support 1,000 apartments. If I can get to at least $800 in net profit per unit after all my expenses are paid, I'll be making about $800,000 in profit a month. So this month in July, I did a little over $900,000, almost $1 million in revenue. On that $1 million in revenue, I think I'll take home like $250K. But if I can get to $1 million, or let's say $800,000, $900,000 in profit a month, that's a $10 million a year, a little bit over $10 million a year EBITDA company. If I'm doing a little bit over $1 million in profit, in actual net EBITDA per year, that business is then sellable anywhere from $30 to $50 million. So we'll see if I get there. I just turned 27 yesterday. Yesterday was my 27th birthday. 3 years as to how long it's gonna take me. I'll turn 30 years old by the time I have 1,000 apartments. So we'll see if we can get there. Like I said, it's not about the end goal destination, 1,000 apartments, an arbitrary number that I made out of nowhere. It's about the journey to get there, the fun I'm gonna have, the lessons I'm gonna learn, the development I'm gonna have as an entrepreneur and as a businessman to get to that goal of 1,000 apartments. It's no easy feat, but I think it's entirely doable. I have no VC funding, I have no backers, no credit card debt, no partners, no nothing. It's just me, myself, and I. So we'll see if this one guy from a small town in Canada can get to 1,000 apartments and compete with the big players like Front Desk, Versala, Sonder, and so on. We'll see. Now in this bedroom over here, we have 2 full-size beds and a desk. And on each of these rooms, just in this room alone, I can sleep 4 people, 2 and 2. Now in the next bedroom over here, it's just a regular queen size bed. That's where we can sleep the last 2 people. So we have a total of 6 people that can sleep just on the beds alone in the bedrooms. Now, where's the 8th person gonna come from, the 7th and 8th? Well, we have a sofa bed for a reason. This sofa bed is gonna sleep the additional 2 people. There's a reason why I stopped doing air mattresses in all my units, because Airbnb stopped recognizing the air mattress as an actual bed. So when you go on search and you filter for beds and you add in an extra bed, air mattress will not populate and show up as an extra bed on the amenities and occupancy section on Airbnb. Now that we have 4 beds, this is a 2-bedroom apartment, it sleeps 8 people, no problem. It's really gonna help in maximizing that revenue. Another thing we did was we painted all the walls. We painted everything midnight blue. It looks a lot nicer than the plain all white. We did a few accent walls there and accent wall here. We usually do them in the bedroom, but for these bedrooms, I didn't really see a reason to do that. Besides that, everything else is pretty standard. For coffee machines, I used to do only drip coffee, but I completely stopped and just did Keurigs only. Sure, it costs a little bit more in terms of the K-cups and whatnot, but the majority of people are complaining way too much about drip coffee, saying we don't know how to use this or we don't like it, we want a Keurig. I personally like drip coffee more than Keurigs, but that's not everybody. Majority of people are used to Keurigs, so I just buy the Keurigs now. It's 60 bucks, it's not that much on Amazon. Washer and dryers inside every single unit, of course. That obviously is gonna help a lot, but make sure you always have washer and dryer. And of course, stock with detergent as much as people need. I just leave the whole bag. I don't really like, adding 2-3 detergent pods per stay. Majority of people don't really even use it in the first place, or if they do, they'll use it and they'll appreciate it. So we just leave the whole detergent bag in the first place. And also the bigger problem is a lot of the times people try to pinch money, save $2-3 here and there just to save money on things that aren't really necessary. Leave the whole detergent bag, leave the whole coffee box. It's not gonna really cost that much. Now, in terms of the bathroom, they're pretty standard, nothing really special here. All my bathrooms, I try to put at least a toothbrush holder, shampoo, body wash, have it fully stocked. That way you don't have to deal with anything later. Always put 2 towels on every single bed, no matter the bedroom. That way guests have enough towels, not complaining. And yeah, that's pretty much how I'm designing all these 2-bedroom units. I'm spending probably around $4,000 to $5,000, realistically $5,500 after all labor, painting, costs, associated photography, just to get a 2-bedroom unit up and live. For these units, I didn't get any concessions whatsoever. On my Pittsburgh deal, I got 6 weeks free. On these ones in Dallas, I got 0 months free. Because right now, buildings don't really need me, so they're not really offering, any kind of concessions free. But I got the security deposit dropped all the way to $100 only, which is really good. So the goal at the end of the day, guys, is to maximize your occupancy, maximize your revenue, maximize your overall ADRs to make more money. That's your goal. Now I'm gonna show you the reason why I did it this way and show you exactly what that looks like on Airbnb. So if I open up Airbnb right now and I type in my zip code for this building that I have 10 apartments in, let's take a look at how many actual Airbnbs are in this area for any given bedroom size and number of beds. If I just do that, it shows about 1,000 places. That's a lot. Let's narrow it down to just 1 bedrooms with 1 bed. So now we're at about still 1,000 places. Let's do 2 bedrooms. Okay, 2 bedrooms with 2 beds, still 1,000 places. Now let's add 3 beds like I have. Oh, now we're at 757. Now let's add a 4th bed. Now we're at 488. Let's go down, apartments. Whoa, now we're at 63. Let's go down even more. I have a pool, I have Wi-Fi, and I have free parking. Now we're at 34. Let's go down even more. Let's add kitchen, washer, dryer, dedicated workspace, TV, all the big stuff. We have a gym. One last thing I forgot to add was being a super host. All right, there's about 9. There's only 9 Airbnbs in this entire area in Dallas that have all those qualifications, number of beds, number of people, and it's a lot easier for me to compete with only 9 people rather than compete with 1,000. All right, second unit that we're in right now. It's pretty much the exact same size, exact same rent. Sleeps 8 people, very important, as I showed you guys earlier. Everything's pretty much the exact same. I don't deviate, I don't buy a bunch of random stuff. Some of the units are gonna have a little bit of different stuff these days because I have a lot of furniture that I bought from liquidation from other failed Airbnb operators and I stuffed it in storage and I got it really cheap. So I'm using whatever I can, whatever I have, just to fill these units up and to get them all furnished. Now for this desk chair specifically at this desk, you're never gonna see this desk chair ever again. I got it for really cheap, it was in storage, and now using it as a desk chair. A lot of the stuff that you guys see is all secondhand used. That's why I furnish these units so cheaply, and it saves a lot of my cost, and a lot of the times, A lot of stuff is really, really nice. You don't have to buy brand new stuff every single time. And a lot of the stuff is really, really good to use, and there's nothing wrong with it. Just like over here in this bed, we fit 2 full beds perfectly. I was actually worried that I'm not gonna be able to fit 2 full beds. That would really, really hinder the actual performance and revenue of the unit. But we have 2 full beds in there, perfectly no problem. Sleeping 2, that sleeps 4. That one sleeps 2, that's 6. Sofa bed right there, that sleeps a total of 8 people. And it is a 2-bedroom apartment. And like I showed you guys on my phone a little earlier, we need to sleep as many people as possible in all the units in every single city. That's one of the only ways right now to limit the number of people you're competing with in any market. When you go on Airbnb and you search under filters and add as many amenities that you can as possible. And then on top of that, the biggest one is the number of bedrooms, the number of actual beds in the actual apartment or house, and the number of people you can sleep. If you can increase those as much as possible, I promise you, you're gonna have a lot more bookings, you're gonna be able to charge more, and you increase your overall revenue every single month. So what we're doing here is we have an Airbnb operator who's going out of business in about 8 apartments. So I'm here to look at one of his apartments and see how much I'm willing to pay for the furniture, because I want to spend the least amount as possible to furnish all my units, but at the same time do a good quality job and make them look nice as possible. Buying secondhand furniture, I'm telling you guys, it's the key to making sure your costs stay as low as possible, have a high cash on cash return, a quick cash on cash return, and making sure you're saving money at the end of the day. So let's go take a look and see how those units look, how the furniture looks, and then I'm gonna make an offer. Now, generally, if your sofa is a blue shade, this is blue, the walls are midnight blue, they're dark blue, you don't want a rug this color. I want a nice accent rug that's probably neutral in color, white in color, a lighter shade. This rug, in my opinion, I hate it. This TV stand is the cheapest TV stand you can buy from Amazon. It's like $100. I'll use it probably in the bedroom somewhere, but I don't really want it in the main living room. And if I'm gonna paint a wall, I want the main TV wall to be the accent wall. Besides that, overall, the unit itself is pretty nice and clean. I would definitely buy all this furniture. I'm probably gonna offer him $2,000. We'll see. If I were to buy all this brand new, it probably cost me about $4,000, maybe $4,500. So if I'm saving my cost 50%, I might have to add, at the very max, a little bit more, maybe $500 on my end, just to bring it to my standards, maybe add a couple new things. Besides that, everything else should pretty much be the exact same. Everything else looks in nice condition. Some stuff needs to be clean, but generally, it's a pretty good unit. $2,000 a piece, there's 8 units worth of furniture you're selling, 16 grand. Instead of paying 32, 35 grand, plus it's already assembled. So all we have to do is just basically haul it out of here and move it to the new building. So for me, that's a no-brainer. I'm gonna pay the 16K, take all this furniture, use it for my new units, save my cost by 50%, and go on my day. And that's the way that I've been expanding lately, by buying a lot of my furniture secondhand used. I'm not going to garage sales buying one sofa at a time. I'm trying to do liquidation deals where I'm seeing people just completely get out of business, go broke, go bankrupt, can't make their rent, they're not making any money, they're bad operators, but their furniture is nice. I'm coming in, buying all their furniture all at once. The second option for a lot of these people is to take the furniture and either trash it, that's gonna cost you money, or store it and put it in storage, and that advantage is gonna cost you more money because they have nowhere else to use it. So you're gonna be paying storage fees for months and months and months, and it's not really worth it. That's where I come in. I'll come in, buy 10, 20, 30 units worth of furniture for cheap, discounted prices, take it all, repurpose it and use it, and actually start making money. So currently right now, out of the 40 new units that I have starting over the next 30 to 60 days, my goal is to spend the least amount that I have to on furnishing these units, but at the same time, making sure I'm furnishing them well. That way my design, the quality, and it's actually a place where somebody actually wants to stay at. So you have to find that middle balance. Before, my strategy was spend the least amount as possible, go to IKEA for every little thing, and generally that was working. I was making a lot of money that way. But as Airbnb has become more saturated and more people are entering the market, the amount of supply that's on the market is a lot. So people have a lot more to choose from, and they don't want to choose a property that's full of just IKEA bland furniture. They want a nicely designed property with everything that you can possibly offer. The design has to be good. The reviews have to be amazing. If you're a super host, even better. You have to make sure you can sleep as many people as possible. You have to make sure there's free parking. If you have any amenities like a pool and gym, those are added pluses. It's not definitely needed, but it definitely does help. So any single time I'm taking on new units, I have to make sure they're gonna be profitable. The new software that I'm using is not Airbnb. Airbnb is pretty useless. The software that I basically created myself, I hired a couple of Asian guys overseas in China to make it for me, is called RevCharts. I can actually enter any zip code in America and it'll give me the list of every single Airbnb in that zip code, and it'll then tell me exactly how much money it made over the last 12 months, exact to the dollar in terms of overall revenue. And it filters out all the bad data. So I want only Airbnbs that have good reviews, that have been on Airbnb for a long time, that have a good amount of bookings, and gives me the exact data on how much revenue they made over the last 12 months. Then that way I have comps that I can actually compare to, knowing how much money I'm actually gonna make. Is it worth it for me to pay X amount of dollars in rent? Because then I'll know exactly how much revenue I can expect to make. Airbnb unfortunately is not the best at it because it gives you just an overall general range. A overall general range is not really gonna help because it gives you some idea, but not an actual exact number to make an accurate decision. Now, with the new software that I created, it's free for all my mentorship students. If you guys do want to join my mentorship, click the link below and we'll set up on a call and I'll tell you exactly how it can take you from $0 a month to $1 million a month like I have just in the last 2.5 years alone. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I really hope you appreciate it. The month of July is almost over. I'm sitting at about 900K plus in revenue for the month, and I'll update you guys in my next video on how I actually did in the month of July to see if we crossed the $1 million mark. So thanks so much, guys, for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, comment, subscribe. Follow my Instagram at HamzaZafar. Follow my TikTok at HamzaZafarBnB, and follow my Twitter at ZafarBnB. I post my daily life behind the scenes of a real 8-figure Airbnb entrepreneur on my Instagram. See you until next time.